Hi, Alex here. What is sustainability? You must have heard a lot about sustainability and sustainable development over the last few years. I know I did. And maybe, just maybe, sometimes you were not totally clear as to what people really meant. So here is a definition that my workshop participants have found very clear and useful over the years. You may be familiar with the Brundtland definition, which is quite common. Sustainable development is development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Although this does not exactly tell us what to do on Monday morning, it's a very easy definition to understand and to communicate. There's another one that was created in the late 1980s that is more of a scientific definition. It was created by a Swedish doctor who found that there was a lack of common language around sustainability. So he thought, what if we managed to get a group of scientists together and to agree on what sustainability means, based on science and thermodynamics, and maybe that will lead to understanding what the root causes of unsustainability are. So that's what he did. He put together a group of 50 scientists, mathematicians, physicists, and chemists, etc. And after 22 drafts, they agreed on several things. First, they agreed on the fact that we live in the biosphere. The biosphere is this very thin layer at the surface of the Earth where life is possible. Proportionally speaking, it is as thin and fragile as the skin on an onion. And within this biosphere, there are plants and animals. Plants produce oxygen and food, which are consumed by the animals. In return, animals produce fertilizer and CO2, carbon dioxide, which are used by the plants, and we have a cycle that is well balanced. This is a very quick cycle. We eat every day and we breathe every second, and it works well. Then they agreed on the fact that this system, the biosphere, is open with respect to energy. This means that energy from the sun comes in and radiations come out. This is also known as the first law of thermodynamics. They also agreed on the fact that this system is closed with respect to matter. So maybe you remember this very famous phrase from Lavoisier that says, nothing is created, nothing disappears, everything is only transformed. This is also known as the law of conservation of matter, and it means that except for a few satellites and meteorites, all the matter that was on Earth 4 billion years ago is still here today. It has changed form and the molecules have reorganized themselves, but it is still the same matter. The other thing that comes with this is that everything has a tendency to disperse. For example, take an iPhone and wait for 1,000,000 years, it's very likely that you will get a pile of dust. Take a pile of dust and wait for 1,000,000 years, you will never get an iPhone. It works only in one direction. This is also known as the second law of thermodynamics, the law of entropy. So if everything disperses all the time, how is it possible that we live here in such a beautiful world with beautiful nature, cities, people, flowers, and so on? Well, this is what photosynthesis does for us. Photosynthesis pays the bills. Plants have the capacity to use the energy from the sun in order to produce oxygen and sugar using carbon dioxide and water. Photosynthesis reorganizes matter and creates new structure. The group of scientists also agreed on the fact that there are other cycles, very slow geological cycles, that bring matter from the lithosphere, that we also call the Earth's crust, to the biosphere, and these cycles are also very well balanced. Some matter moves from the Earth's crust to the biosphere through things like volcano eruptions and weathering, and just about the same amount of matter goes back from the biosphere to the Earth's crust via things like mineralization and sedimentations. And all this is very well balanced. These cycles take millions of years, they are very slow, unlike the previous ones, and they also work well. So this is what the scientific community agreed upon. This is the world we live in. So what is sustainability? Well, it's actually the capacity of our human society to continue indefinitely within these natural cycles. And sustainable development would be a development towards the state of sustainability.